A brand new teaser for the upcoming Star Trek short treks, Ask Not, has just been released, so let's dive into it.
A few hours ago, the Enterprise picked up a distress call from the USS Bowman. I need you to let me out of here.
You're a prisoner. Your orders carry no weight anymore.
Cadet, I am giving you a direct order to release me.
That only applies to an active captain.
When this is all done, you will never see the inside of a starship again.
Hey everyone, I'm Captain Jack and welcome to Trek Central. We've just gotten a brand new teaser trailer for the upcoming Star Trek Short Treks episode, Ask Not. As we know for quite a while now, Anson Mount is back as Captain Christopher Pike, which we're all super excited for, and is apparently being held prisoner. Yeah, you heard that right. Anyway, let's dive into the teaser and look at all the juicy details. Just a heads up, sadly there has been no details on when the short trek will air for international viewers. If you're in the United States, you can find these mini episodes via CBS All Access. We'll keep listening for international news and let you know as soon as we get something. When an attack on Starbase 28 leaves a surprise prisoner under Cadet Thera Sadu's watch, she is faced with making a decision that may threaten her standing in Starfleet. This is the description of the short trek, which is very interesting. Now from previous teasers about this short trek, we believe some outside force has captured Captain Pike, but now it seems like our favourite captain has been imprisoned. By a cadet? Now the wording of her decision threatening her standing in Starfleet is very interesting. What reason does she have for imprisoning a Starfleet captain? Could she believe she is in the right and believe that Pike could have been one behind the attack on Starbase 28? Or could she be doing it in a selfish motive? Pike says, a few hours ago the Enterprise picked up a distress call from a USS Bowman. We then see a shot of our cadet, Thera Sadu, being thrown by an explosion, in classic red shirt fashion, presumably on Starbase 28, as we see a display behind her of a starbase. Now this display is pretty cool, as it shows a couple of Constitution-class starships, the same as Pike's Enterprise, docked with a starbase. This small detail is very cool, and we could see the USS Bowman being another Constitution-class starship. I'd like that. Pike says, I need you to let me out of here. Captain Pike tells this to the new cadet, and even in a red alert situation, still manages to keep his hair looking pristine. Seriously, when is this man's hair going to get his own slot in the episode credits? I'm serious. This is most likely the first time Pike is asking the cadet about letting him out. Perhaps our captain is in a cell aboard the starbase? The question remains, why is he even being held in the first place? Now the cadet tells the captain, you're a prisoner, your orders carry no weight anymore. We see Christopher Pike being escorted by two people, most likely security officers as they're also wearing red. Now one of the security officers looks very much like an Enterprise officer we saw in Star Trek Discovery. Could this be the same character? And if so, is this happening on the Enterprise or Starbase 28? Note that Pike has some sort of bag or cover over his head. I didn't think it was Starfleet policy to still do that, but apparently so. The following trailer clip does answer this question though. Triangular-like structures come off of a character in a yellow uniform. Obviously this is most likely Pike. Now my first thought was this could be some form of holo technology that we see Philippa Georgiou using while on Kronos in Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. This is when she was disguised herself whilst infiltrating the Klingon Chancellor's home, for anyone who does remember. Then again, this might not be correct. Now my question is, might someone be setting Pike up as a person responsible for the attack on the Federation starbase? And if this is the case, could the cadet be holding him as prisoner be in the right? At least from her point of view, she might be. It is interesting to see this futuristic technology again though. After having just watched the Romulan interference arc of Star Trek Enterprise, the Romulans also use holotechnology on a drone ship to attack the powers of a quadrant disguised as others in an attempt to destabilize that region of space. Could this be a similar ploy by the Romulans then, pitting Starfleet against one of their own most highly decorated fighting captains? I don't believe so for one reason. The cover over Pike's head, but this is a cool thing to speculate. The paneling of the covering of Pike's head looks very triangular, so the device is some kind of restraining device, with the triangular panels coming off and going into a handheld device. Again, a very futuristic, kinda does give me that Section 31 vibe, but I don't think we'll see Section 31 in this trek. Pike says, Cadet, I'm giving you a direct order to release me. He's getting more stern here. Obviously Captain Pike is furious about being a prisoner, at least to a fellow Starfleet officer. This will probably be the main focus of the episode, how Pike managed to convince the cadet that he is not the enemy and to find the true person behind the attack on the starbase. Though my question is, where is the USS Enterprise? Is it nearby or somewhere else? I mean, I can totally imagine number 1 of Spock breaking Captain Pike out of his cell. That would be cool and funny to watch, to be honest. Cadet Situ follows up the captain's orders with the following chilling line. That only applies to an active captain. This line by the cadet suggests that Captain Pike is no longer an active captain. Now this to us would not make any sense. Why is Pike not an active captain, we ask? Combined with him being held prisoner, it's not looking good for our favourite captain. The cadet uses her phaser to lower the restraints of Pike in a very I'm in charge attitude. However, if there are other people in his place where Pike is captured, why is the cadet in charge of looking over the captain and talking to him? Perhaps she is the only survivor. Pike's log or entry speech did say that they picked up a distress call, therefore others were most likely on board the station, especially if 2 other starships docked to it. Pike's following line: "When this is all done, you'll never see the inside of a starship again." This line by Captain Pike is interesting. It's almost threatening that it'll end her career if she does not release him. This makes me think there is some bigger issue at hand here. The character of Captain Christopher Pike is unlikely to make this threat idly, even in this situation I would imagine. Therefore I'm thinking that something else is going on in which Pike is trying to solve, and the cadet holding him prisoner is getting in the way of his mission. It would make more sense of the story. I do like the bit about seeing the inside of a starship again. The again part suggests that they're either on a starship or the cadet has served on a starship before. Pike is essentially telling her that she won't see the light of day and be possibly kicked out of Starfleet. Okay, that rounds up the analysis section of the teaser, so where do you think this is heading? Theory and speculation wise, our team think this could be some sort of test for the Starfleet cadet. Perhaps she's being tested on how she would handle a situation like this when she's out there in the frontier. It's possible and would give a reason as to why Pike is in cuffs. Maybe this is an early Kobayashi Maru style test. Second theory is that Captain Pike is actually being framed for the attack on Starbase 28 and the USS Bowman. An interesting theory, and would make sense as well given that the scenes and teaser match up with it, but I'm not so sure. If we look at all the short treks so far, they've been rather light-hearted, especially the last one, but maybe this is the one to change it all. The short trek will air on CBS All Access on Thursday, November 14th. Make sure to check back here as we'll be breaking down the latest Captain Pike adventure and seeing what it's all about. We'll also be keeping you international viewers up to speed on when you can view these fantastic adventures. If you want to keep up to date with the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to subscribe to Trek Central here on YouTube. You can also follow us on social media or check out our website for new articles every week. I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and as always, live long and prosper.